Welcome to the Nattersea podcast, where people talk about things. We trust that this wisdom will help you on life's journey.
Right. And I mean, what I thought we'd do for this first podcast is just discuss some famous phrases.
Okay, great.
That are in common use today.
Sure. You spent a lot of time researching these? Or...
I've been on Google, and
have you just been on Google, or?
Well, yeah, I've just opened up the computer now. What do you understand by a hot potato, for example? Yeah, that's a phrase.
Something. Well, it reminds me of, I suppose, pass the parcel. When we were young, you had to pass it as if it were a hot potato. So you pass it faster.
No, well, I didn't. I used to hold on to it in case the music stopped. I mean,
yeah, but
people had to physically pull the parcel out of my grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, I guess the phrase hot potato was made to stop that happening, because you would think, oh, well, if this were a hot potato, I couldn't do that because...
No, but if it was a potato, there's clearly no toy in it.
And who's passing a potato as well? Like,
I mean, of the very phrase pass the parcel...
Sure.
Sorry, do you say pass?
I say pass the parcel.
Pass the parcel.
I'm half northern, half southern.
Yeah, okay. Well, that means you've got a personality issue, but...
Yeah.
But pass the parcel, essentially, is the very thing you don't want to do, isn't it, really?
That's true, yeah. Well, unless there's a forfeit in there. Sometimes you play it and there's forfeits all the way through until the prize.
Is there?
Yeah, and then that does encourage you.
What forfeits?
I don't know, like...
well, like when I played it, you just took the wrapper off.
Yeah.
And there's another wrapper inside.
Well, sometimes there's a sweet between the layers, but sometimes there's a forfeit, like, I don't know, do 5-star jumps or something.
Really?
Yeah. All sorts of... Worse than that.
Who would have written those?
My oppressive parents.
Well, I mean, perhaps we ought to ring your parents and ask.
Maybe get them on the phone.
What were they thinking of?
Well, I think they just wanted to toughen me up a little bit.
No, I mean, I can understand it if it said "clean out the garage."
Yeah, just becomes a veiled way of getting somebody.
To sweep the yard.
Yeah,
pop down and get milk.
Yeah,
but 5-star jumps.
Well, that's just an example. I don't necessarily think that was something I had to do.
Well, I mean. Can you do 5-star jumps?
I should think so. Do you want me to do them now?
No, I don't.
It's not going to be great.
No, it's not. It's not. I find star jumps not great radio.
Traditionally.
I mean, it doesn't quite work on the radio.
No.
I mean, if you like, I could do one now. Look, here we go. There you are.
That was good.
Look at that.
That was a pretty good star jump.
So a hot potato.
Yeah, but it's an issue as well, isn't it? You could talk about is it a hot potato issue? Maybe is that a thing, or is that?
The definition I've got here
speaks
of an issue, mostly current, which many people are talking about, but which is usually disputed.
Okay, so
I would think a hot potato is good. I mean, we work at a college, don't we, where people don't want a cold potato.
No, well, except in a potato salad.
Okay. What about this one? A penny for your thoughts.
So. I suppose when you see someone looking quite pensive and thoughtful, you would say, I would pay a penny to hear what you're thinking, which isn't a massive price.
No, I mean, I think that really needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 quid.
15 quid.
For your thoughts.
I suppose it's something that could actually scale. You could think about the person in question and how thoughtful they look.
Yeah, and what information you could glean from them.
Yeah. So if someone who's a little bit thick and maybe... looks a bit thoughtful, you'd think, penny's probably fair enough, but,
I better be reminded, there's this new Scientology film out at the moment.
Is there?
Louis Theroux.
Should we talk about that?
Well, no, I'm just thinking, because don't they have to confess before they become Scientologists?
I don't know who's told you that. I don't know if that's true.
Well, I'm led to believe it's true, that when you enter the Church of Scientology, you have to reveal things about yourself.
Okay.
Well, a penny doesn't seem like a lot of money.
No, I mean, when are you going to get...
for that?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what about this one? Adding insult to injury. These are all in alphabetical order.
Okay, I mean, we're only on A. We're only on AD, so this is going to take a long time.
Well, no, but I feel that... I realise Donald Trump might become the president.
That's true.
But I think the world has probably got enough time for us to at least get to D or something.
Okay, well, that's fine,
before there's an all-out nuclear explosion.
Yeah. Okay, so add insult to injury.
Yeah.
What's the definition?
To further a loss with mockery or indignity, to worsen an unfavourable situation.
Okay, so if something bad happens.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever done that? Have you ever added insult to injury? Like, for example, the other day, there was a person and they were injured.
Yeah,
They'd been just mildly run over. They've been mildly run over. Okay. I mean, they were fine.
Sure.
I don't want anyone writing in.
No.
To say all this trouble.
Yeah.
They hadn't actually. They were fine. All right.
Okay.
They were fine. But I walked by them and I'd heard the phrase "add insult to injury."
So you took it as advice.
Well, no, I just said, I'm sorry you're injured in that, but you are smelly.
Yeah. How did they take that?
Well, I don't think they cared much really because
the injury was so much.
Yeah, I mean, their head had come off. Actually.
That's true. Yeah.
So it was, tricky.
Yeah, I suppose if someone had like a cut up hand and you said you shouldn't have poured water out of that, that would be.
Yeah. Well, let me just move on to another one. At the drop of a hat. Now,
okay.
What does that mean to you? At the drop of a hat.
So something happens at the drop of a hat. It's more this person maybe would get angry at the drop of a hat. Does that mean they'd get angry quickly, or that over the smallest thing maybe?
No, but I mean, do you even own a hat? Do you own a hat, and would you ever drop it?
I'm trying to think of. I mean, I don't own a hat, but I'm trying to think of when I might drop a hat if I did own one. If I were a busker, maybe.
But look. If you bought a decent hat,
yeah, are we talking baseball or trilby or bowler or?
You've spent good money on it.
Yeah.
Right. You've spent good money on it.
Sure.
The kind of money you could have spent to buy somebody's thoughts.
Yeah, that's true.
You bought a hat. Why would you drop it? You don't drop things.
No, you don't.
Like I've got a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
I don't drop that.
No.
I don't drop any of the items in this room. I've got a spoon over there.
Yeah.
It's a plastic spoon. Totally disposable.
Yeah.
Totally disposable.
But you don't drop it.
You buy 1,000 for about £5.
Sure.
But I'm not going to drop that.
No.
Why would I drop my hat?
I don't know. If someone were injured and you dropped a hat on them, I don't know if that's the thing even.
Well, I'm just saying, people shouldn't drop things.
They shouldn't drop hats they paid for.
Well, what about if they borrowed the hat? Like, if I borrowed your hat,
yeah,
you wouldn't want me dropping it, would you?
No. I mean, if you brought it back to me after borrowing it and said, "Here's your hat, I've dropped it,"
yeah,
that might be the end of our friendship.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
No,
I would do the same to you.
Yeah, for you to demand the friendship to carry on
after that.
Yeah,
after the dropping of a hat,
no chance. No.
So when people talk about, I mean, basically, if you're listening to this podcast, I mean, don't drop hats.
No, don't drop hats.
First of all, people can fall over them, can't they, in the street?
Which would add insult to injury.
If it lands the wrong way up, it could catch rain.
That's true.
Right? It could be kicked into the road.
Yeah.
Don't drop hats.
Passers-by could put change in it.
Yeah, I mean, do you know the legal side of it? I mean, is it illegal to drop a hat or not?
It does. Well, it's illegal to drop a policeman's hat, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, I mean, it's illegal to take a policeman's hat, so I guess dropping it is like an extension to that.
Have you ever thought of taking it? Why would you want to take a policeman's hat?
Just a bit of sort of banter, I suppose.
Well, that's not banter.
No, it's theft,
that is impersonating.
It's petty theft.
It's petty theft. It's damage to government property.
Sure. It's
possibly impersonating
a
law officer.
Which is bad. I mean, it's no joke, is it?
No. There's just a couple more.
Okay.
Actions speak louder than words.
Okay.
I mean, they don't really do it. Like, for example, mime.
Mime famously
does not
speak louder than words.
Speak louder than words.
So,
I mean, are you particularly good at mime or not? Or not really?
I'm really good, actually. Again, this is one of those things that's fantastic for a podcast.
Yes. Wow! Look at that. That was good. But I mean, if you were watching, let's say, Britain's Got Talent.
Sure. Yeah.
And they said, okay, tonight there are not going to be no singers, no dancers, no dog.
Okay.
Is going to be dressed up in a frilly coat and do the conga.
It was 2 or 3 dogs, wasn't it?
Fakes.
Hot potato issue.
That is a hot potato issue, and really added insult to injury. Like if you were watching Britain's Got Talent and it was going to be mime all night, would you watch it or not really?
Well, I think I would, because you could watch it on mute, which would be great. Because you could choose your own soundtrack.
No, but I prefer watching something like a talent show. I prefer like being on my phone at the same time.
Okay.
So I was.
Then you need the noise, I guess, to engage you. Yeah. Well, I suppose because Britain's Got Talent has become a bit dancey, singy centric, hasn't it? Or dogs.
Well, I mean dogs, really.
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, I think I've been as impressed by dogs as I can be. I don't think I'm going to see a dog that's going to impress me now.
So anyway, I think we can agree that actions don't necessarily speak louder than words, do they?
No, but I mean, I can see what they're going for in that phrase.
Well, what though? What?
Well, that like if I were to say, Peter, you mean a lot to me. Yes. That's just words, isn't it? But if I were to, I don't know,
buy me something,
buy you something, give you a hug, whatever.
Well, let's just stay with buying me.
Okay, yeah, that's
let's just stay with buying me things.
Okay.
Like for example, Amazon vouchers.
Sure.
I'm very fond of those.
Amazon vouchers speak louder than words.
iTunes, vouchers or tokens.
Yeah.
Would be very useful.
Definitely, yeah.
So are you thinking of doing that or?
No, I think I'm not somebody who likes to speak that loudly, so I'm happy with words. But I think that is probably true. That I would appreciate something in action form more than in word form.
Well, anyway, I've got one more expression for us for this podcast, and then we would have done A. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And it's this: an arm and a leg.
Okay, as in that cost an arm.
I guess that costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the value of an arm and a leg?
I don't know.
No, but everyone seems sure about it. Oh, that's cost me an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Well, how much is an arm?
I don't want to speak conclusively on it, but I would guess about £5,000.
Have you just made that up?
No,
what's the basis of that? £5,000.
I'm just thinking, how much would I sell? Actually, I'd probably sell one of my arms.
So you're thinking if you sold an arm?
Yeah, I'm saying that would be more if I bought an arm. I would expect to pay £5,000. But actually, if you were asking how much for an arm, I would want a lot more.
Hang on,
I'd only be willing to spend £5,000 on an arm.
Look, I'm going on a well-known website now.
Okay.
Where you can buy and sell things.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go out on a limb, so to speak, and say they're not going to be for sale on there.
Well, look. You see, you can't actually buy an arm on this well-known website.
No.
In fact, it wants to sell me a television monitor bracket.
It does say arm in the description.
Yeah. All right, but that really. Okay, armchair. What? Look, an arm and a leg. Oh no.
This is isn't it?
Now you said £5,000
is what I would think to buy a real arm.
What for an arm?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, would you think a leg costs more?
Yeah, I think twice as much. I think
why
£10,000. Well, because you can walk without an arm,
No, but you can't play snooker. You can't play snooker if you haven't got an arm.
No, what if I were a snooker player? If I were buying a snooker player's arm, I would probably say, I'll give you £6,000. And if I were taking a run...
but there's no sense that if you glued that arm on, that you're suddenly going to become Hurricane Higgins.
No, that's not what I mean.
There's a little reference there to the 9/8, where most of you didn't exist.
And it's more what it would cost to them, so they'd be unlikely to part with it for £5,000.
They're unlikely. So they're unlikely to part with it anyway. Who's going to part with their arm?
Someone down on their luck. Someone who needs a bit of money.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that just seems. And so, why do you think that a leg is more than an arm, and how much more?
Well, I mean, it's certainly bigger. There's more of it, and I feel like I'd more quickly notice that than losing an arm.
Right.
I feel like I could make it work with one arm. I think.
Okay, so the arm is 5,000.
Yeah. And
the leg,
10,000 to buy. To sell.
So basically, what we're saying is, when you say, "Oh, that'll cost me an arm and a leg,"
£15,000.
But
well, no,
that doesn't seem very much.
This is buying, though. This is if I was buying. If I was selling, you're looking into the millions, I think, because it would change the way I live my life so much.
But how does that work? Because if selling it costs millions, then buying it has to cost millions.
Well, yes.
I mean, isn't that how it works?
No, but I was thinking the £5,000 would be for the worst arm you can imagine.
Now, do you think that people should maybe, like, it may be that we can't buy, like, let's imagine you wanted to buy an arm.
Yeah.
You can't buy a human arm.
Okay.
Would you consider an animal arm?
What? How small would you go? Would you go to insect?
No, but I might go to squirrel.
Okay.
Size.
Well, I mean, I think I would buy a whole squirrel for £10, which probably leaves an arm at about £1 and a leg at about £2, maybe £1.50.
What would you do with the rest of the squirrel?
Because throw it away.
You can't throw it away. All you've done is remove his arm.
Yeah, and maybe as well.
Now can we say this was with the full consent of the squirrel?
Yeah, it was in its will. The money goes to its family. But you could have the possibility of 2 arms and 2 legs.
No, but surely you'd want a complement, so you'd end up with 2 squirrels' arms. I think that would reduce your chance of getting a girlfriend, to be honest.
If I had 2...
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe you might be...
You might find a girl with an interesting passion.
Well, you might be popular down the park with the other squirrels, but you're not...
In terms of dating my own species. Yeah. No, I hear you, but I mean, squirrel probably wouldn't be my first go-to animal.
No, but let's imagine the squirrel is your only option.
Okay.
Sometimes we're stuck. So you're on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
You've just lost your arm. Not sure how. And a squirrel is there and you think, I'm going to have that.
To use, though, or just, like, am I going to try and attach it to my own?
Oh, yeah. No, because this is a film where suddenly you're a doctor and you can do this.
Okay. But, I mean, it's really small compared to my arm.
Yeah.
A squirrel's arm. So I'm not going to be able to do very much with it.
So you would imagine that a squirrel's arm would cost £10 because you could buy the whole thing.
I think I could buy a whole squirrel for £10.
Well, I don't know that. Let me go to a well-known selling site.
I don't think you'd be able to buy squirrels on that particular site. But
why not? Hang on a minute.
All right. Well, tell me what it says. Maybe a pet shop or...
Sorry, are you telling me? Look, there you go. You can buy...
I mean, that's a garden ornament rather than natural.
It's a garden ornament.
I think a real squirrel would be cheaper than that.
Really?
You could just take one.
No, hang on a minute.
Who's going to stop you taking a squirrel?
Just a moment. Can you even buy a squirrel from a pet shop?
I bet you can, yeah. I bet at a cattle market or something. Well, a squirrel market.
Really?
I should think you could buy a
squirrel market?
I think so. The black market, or the grey market, or the red market, depending on what type of squirrel you're after.
Wow.
But you could just take one, couldn't you? I mean, who's going to stop you taking one from a wooded area?
Well, me, I will.
Do you stop people taking squirrels a lot?
If I was in a park and I saw someone taking a squirrel, particularly if they only had one arm,
yeah,
I'd be suspicious
you'd
that
clock.
Some level
yeah.
of squirrel dodgy surgery is going to go on in his shed.
Yeah. Okay, but you're not always around. That's the thing. Like, I think
no. When it comes to squirrels, Jonny, I'm always around. Now, I agree, I'm not in every country in the world.
What if I were in the park and I saw you there and there were obviously squirrels around, I came to you and I said, look, Peter, I want to buy a squirrel from you. I don't want to take one. How much would you say for a whole squirrel?
No, but it's not for me to charge, is it?
Well, you were stopping me from taking them.
No, but the squirrel belongs to the Almighty, really.
Okay.
So you can't just claim it, can you?
Well... You were worth more than many squirrels.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're trying to, take me back into the Greek text.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've done a pretty good job on these A's.
Yeah.
We have, I think, beyond any shadow of a doubt, we have sorted out what a hot potato is.
Yeah.
We've had a penny for our thoughts.
Or more, depending.
Yeah, more, really.
Depending on factors.
We have considered that actions speak louder than words, although maybe...
Sometimes. I would always want to caveat that with sometimes.
Yeah. We've added insult to injury.
Yeah, which seems mean.
Really. Well, no, it is mean, but it's just the kind of thing that, people do. We have considered, at the drop of a hat, and we have thought about the price of an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So...
Which is, I mean... I think just looking at these, we've realised they're not as simple as they first look.
No. I mean, people think they can just use these phrases. They can't.
No, I mean, you've got to think about it.
They can't. So anyway, please join us next week for B. We'll be looking at B. Until then, I've been Peter.
And I've been Jonny.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.